He has been entertaining though. Throughout the day yesterday and most of the day today.
.531 for it.
They are an unusual couple.
What exactly is your story?
And then it happy ever after.
The second day, and the way the sessions have panned out, the first session 29.3 overs, 92 runs, 28 overs, 99 runs for 1 wicket. Both of them, you have to say, were England sessions. The third session's been a bit of a comeback from India. Yes, the score might be 531, but it's about limiting the damage. It's about not allowing England to get away with it. They've got 4 wickets and given away 77 runs. Also, that run rate has fallen as well.
Maybe that last session is perhaps a sign of things to come. We'll have to wait and see when England bowl. Certainly seemed to be doing a little bit more than what it did when Joe Root was batting.
I think that's why England are keen just to stay out there. The longer they stay out there, the more tricks the pitch might play. Speaking of the pitch, let's have a look at where Ishant has operated to the right-handed batsman of England. And that is just such a good grouping. Bearing in mind that most of the time that ball had been tailing back in, so he has to start the ball on the right line outside off stump in order to hit off stump. It's been a really impressive performance on a very, very flat surface for the quicks.
And I'm pretty sure, and it must be safe to say that Ishant Sharma of the 4, the percentage of number of deliveries would be on the shorter side, Ajit, or slightly short, just before the good length.
Yeah, possibly. I think in India you can still get away with it a little bit because it doesn't bounce as much, so the batsman can't leave the ball as much. It does skid through. This pitch perhaps hasn't done that as much, but the 2 wicket balls you see, those are on good lengths. I think those, especially in India when it is reverse swing, because the lack of pace, perhaps he hasn't got as much reward as he would have otherwise because the bowling's been really good. You can see the 2 pulsating balls, the white balls where the wickets are. Those are generally the balls that get you wickets in India. And yes, you can bowl a great Yorker and bowl somebody out, but these 2 balls, I mean, that's an ideal ball for yes, it's a lower order player, but any new batsman. Even Bumrah yesterday, the LBW that he got, that's the length.
Yeah, it's a great lesson actually in how to be patient and how to work yourself opportunities with the reverse swinging ball. Everybody thinks reverse swing, you've got to run up and bowl, hit the batsman on the foot or get it really full. But actually, get it to a place where it might bounce and make things very uncomfortable. Keeping the stumps in play is absolutely the way to go. Ishant has bowled superbly, he really has. Rishabh just making sure that Don Bess is okay. First wicket, Rory Burns trying to reverse sweep one from Ravichandran Ashwin. Then this one, an absolute peach of a delivery from Jasprit Bumrah. End of the day's play, Tom Sibley got a similar one. And then first one to go was Stokes, swung one, Cheteshwar Pujara, juggling act. And then
Might seem as if the ball kept straight, but he was deceived. Ollie Pope, Root trying to play across one, was caught in front on the review. Error of judgment from Josh Butler, and then beaten for pace. Came in sharply, Jofra Archer.
Yeah, tries to go full this time. That's what can happen sometimes. When you go full, you don't get it quite right. It's a little bit easier for the batsman to negotiate. Was down the leg. Still looks uncomfortable. Yeah, way down the leg. But you can see what he's trying to do.
Yeah, perhaps getting a little bit impatient because he asked the captain for one more at the end of his previous over. He knows he's on 299 wickets. He feels he's got a big chance with England's tail in, though Dom Best can handle himself with the bat. And he might think he's got 2 deliveries left to try and get to that magical 300 mark before the close tonight.
Yep, nearly there.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, similar to what Josh Butler did. You know, almost stayed on middle stump and tried to leave it. Was a bit fuller, this one. Just tail in late.
It's the perfect length, isn't it? Because if the ball bounces normally, it's kind of going to hit the top of off stump. If it stays down a little bit, you're still in business. It's just such a good length when the ball's reverse swinging. The batsman has a decision to make. And if, like Josh Butler, he makes the wrong one, timber.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the idea has got to be try and hit the knee roll of a batsman. And with every pitch, your length changes what that length is likely to be.
Again an appeal. Leg by is definitely the signal, but Nitin Menon didn't think it was going to hit the stumps. 5:36 for 8.
The phoenix sits on the right hand of the emperor. She's both beautiful and strong. She is his guardian, his protector.
Would have been if umpire Nitin Menon had decided to uphold the appeal. In the air, oh, and it was dropped. Rohit Sharma, of all the people, one of the safest hands in Indian cricket, drops a sitter.
Oh no. It's an absolute dolly. Dom Best, I think, hits the ground. Just chips it in there. Oh my goodness me. Wonder if he got his hands in front of his eyes.
Have to feel for Washington Sundar. Gets Josh Butler, nicks him off. Umpire doesn't uphold the appeal, and now an absolute dolly. Rohit Sharma can't believe it. Nobody can. Yep. Dolly. Rohit Sharma.
There's some great reactions there. It's almost so easy that he wanted to take that and quickly walk off and get his pads on.
Well, they still had another wicket to take. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that he put his hands up in front of his eye and then just obscured his own vision. I mean, it's inexplicable that you would drop a catch like that. It really is. Dom Best hits the ground, little drop kick, and just... Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel for Washington Sundar. He's toiled away 25th over without a wicket. Coming off a great test match in Australia. 537 for 8.
They're actually running an international drug racket.
वो आपके तीनों बच्चों को उठाकर ले जाएंगे.
मैं अपनी फैमिली को बचाने के लिए कुछ भी कर सकती हूँ.
Hostel Specials presents Arya.
.537 for 8, and all you can do is smile. Washington Sundar, much better effort today. Known for his consistency and accuracy, didn't find that. Has found a better rhythm bowling today, Washington Sundar. And you can see, got one edge of Josh Butler, bowled much better compared to yesterday. Seems like Ishant Sharma asked for more than one.
Yeah, and deserves it. Have a look at that catch again. Won't get too many simpler catches in international cricket than that. You could see how disappointed Washington Sundar was. There's a quiet smirk. Every fielder wants to make sure he's not the one that happens to.
I wonder if they'll remind Rohit of that when he comes out to open the batting at some point.
Yeah, you have to see the funny side of it and have a laugh at your own self. But I'm pretty sure, I think something to what you said, he just completely blinded himself by getting his hands in front of his eyes.
I think from his gesture, what he's saying is it almost dipped on him a little bit. But
that is also a potential explanation because of the way that Bess hit the ball with that sort of the drop kick motion of hitting the ground first. There may have been a little bit of time. I mean, we're trying to find any excuse we can. I mean, it's horrendous. What a thing to do to a young bowler after 175 overs in the field with no wickets.
And yes, catches or drop catches or misfields are part and parcel of this game. But India in recent times have had a few fair drops, especially in Australia as well. Don't want to try and minimize those sorts of mistakes.
Sridhar, the fielding coach. And sometimes you wonder that every time there's a drop catch, it's the fielding coach who becomes the topic of discussion, or it's the notion of all eyes. Oh, good delivery. Very good delivery.
Problem is, the fielding coach doesn't make you practice those ones, does he? Why would you stand in front of somebody and lob it at 10 miles an hour, head high? That's not the sort of practice you do on a daily basis. I'm glad Rohit can see the funny side. I'm not sure I'd be seeing the funny side.
I don't think Washington Sundar is either.
I mean, fair enough. Nobody means to drop a catch, but I think he might be a little bit less demonstrative about it, or how amusing he's finding it.
Down the leg and reaches the boundary as well. So a boundary to Dom Bess.
You can see the desperation at the moment. He's bowled a really good spell, got those 2 wickets, is on 299 test wickets. Ball still reversing, a little bit desperate. I think really needs to go back to how he got those 2 wickets. Tried to go full, which is not a bad idea, just got the direction wrong.
Yeah, frustration building for the skipper. He's not had very many balls at Jack Leach either, has he, Ishant? Bowled everything at Dom Bess, who, as I've said, can handle himself. He's a tenacious little character with bat and ball.
A leg slip in place now. 5:41 for 8.
कौन हो तुम? मैं हूँ हनुमान। मैं राम हूँ। राजकुमारी सीता का किसी ने अपहरण किया है, तो अपना हर भार मेरे कंधों पर डाल दीजिए। जब तक हम सब एक हैं, हमें हराना आसान नहीं है। The Legend of Hanuman, now streaming. The phoenix sits on the right hand of the emperor. She's both beautiful and strong. She is his guardian, his protector.
Rohit Sharma rolled his arm over as well for a couple of overs. Been a bit of fielding, a bit of bowling. Ishant Sharma just walked off the field. Four overs left today.
It's been another long, hard day for India. In Stokes' innings, those little partnerships that England's had has put them in a really good position.
Oh, uses his feet. Over mid-off. Has it gone all the way? No.
Well, I never. Jack Leach is now stepping out and taking on the man at mid-off. Doesn't make a bad job of it either. Quite out of the middle of the bat, but had enough forward momentum to get it up and over and away for a boundary.
Did hit a little bit high on the bat, but enough there.
Nice boy.
Just hits a boundary over mid-off and then just comfortably defends the rest.
Yeah, we've seen him in defensive mode famously in that test match at Headingley. He scored the best one not out that anyone's ever seen in England.
Well defended. 5:45 for 8.
I'm not supposed to be here. Can you help me get back?
Why? Earth is boring.
You're missing out on the joys of life, like pizza. No smell, no taste.
Or touch. See?
They're actually running an international drug racket.
वो आपके तीनों बच्चों को उठाकर ले जाएंगे।
मैं अपनी फैमिली को बचाने के लिए कुछ भी कर सकती हूँ।
Hotstar Specials presents Arya.
Bumrah will bowl a couple of overs. 3 overs left. Ishant Sharma bowled really nicely. He got 2 wickets in that spell. Bumrah himself has got 2. The ball tailing in. It'll be interesting. Just 2 overs for Jack Leach and Dom Bess to negotiate.
That's off. What's up? Let's end up.
The first one was Dan Lawrence. Came in very sharply, caught him in front, and then Dom Sibley. Yorker wrapped him on the pads as day 1 was about to finish yesterday. Hasn't gotten a wicket today, but things can change quickly. He can go bang bang because he's such a fine bowler, especially against the tail. And with the ball reversing now, it'll be interesting to see the tactics he uses. beats Ajinkya and gets to the boundary. So boundary to start this new spell of Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah, you won't give it away, Don Bess. Averages 27, 28 with the bat in Test match cricket. As I've said before, he scraps away. He absolutely loves being in the contest, whether that's with bat and ball. And he'll just keep chiselling away, making sure that England have as many runs as possible in the bank before they get a chance to bowl on this increasingly worn pitch.
Yeah, that we haven't seen too many times that Bumrah's given room. So of that one, he tried to take the ball away from the right-hander.
Wonderful shots of the Marina Beach, not too far from here. Mark Butcher's throw is getting us there.
You've got to be kidding. I don't think I can reach the stands from here. And those are the ones in front of us. It's the longest beach in the world, isn't it? Marina Beach?
Yeah, it is.
Bay of Bengal.
England's almost got 100 runs this session in spite of those 4 wickets. It's a nice little contribution from Bess.
Yeah, Ishan got it to come in, and Jasprit Bumrah has got it to go away from the right-hander. It started off with a boundary. You're talking about India, and they have to make a good chase or bat really well. 549 for 8 is what England are at the moment, and look at those averages. Rohit Sharma is phenomenal at home, an average of 45. Shubman Gill, the new young kid on the block, 51. Cheteshwar Pujara, you know he's not going to give it away. Virat Kohli averages around 54.
One thing interesting about looking at those numbers is that England 500, nearly 550, but only Joe Root in this 11 averaged above 40 for England. And of course you look at India's career averages and they're all in the 40s and above, all the way down to Ashwin at where's he, number 8, 27 for him, but everybody else. So you've got to be thinking that if this pitch plays exactly the same, that India are going to put some runs out there as well.
There tries the Yorker, just didn't get anything out of it. 549 for 8.
हमारे एजेंसी में हम कहानी और मिसाल दोनों बहुत अच्छा बनाते हैं.
Well, poor old Washington Sundar might not get the chance to take a wicket in this innings. One thing's for sure, and we had a debate perhaps at the beginning of the session about what England might do. My feeling was that they'd try and bat out the session. Obviously they weren't planning on losing 4 wicket. Just try and grind out as many runs as they possibly could. Perhaps put a heavy roller on the pitch tomorrow. See if it'll break up another day under the burning hot sun. Let's give themselves every chance being able to put India's batting lineup, very good batting lineup that it is, under maximum pressure.
Yeah, and in spite of those 4 wickets, they've managed to add 95. These 32nd over this session now. So they'd be very happy.
That was the carom ball from outside the off stump. Expansive drive from Jack Leach. Good take behind by Rishabh Pant.
Is that no ball number 18?
Puff, 550 up for England with that no ball. Yeah, it was a big one.
What about this no ball klaxon anyway? Are we fans of that? The alarm going off whenever there's a no ball? Novel. He's got that going all of a sudden, hasn't he, the carom ball? 2 deliveries have both spun sharply back into the left-hander.
Probably hit one of the rough areas. We even missed it, but it's a little bit of spin.
End of the over, it's 550 for it.
We are an unusual couple.
What exactly is your story?
And then it happy ever after.
550 for 8, and it seems as if Dom Bess has taken it upon himself that he's going to play against the seamers, because every time Jack Leach was batting, he was fishing outside the off stump, and he hasn't batted against any of the seamers in the last 4 overs.
Yeah, I wondered if India might just set the field back and offer him a single and get Leach up that end.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised they didn't try this for the last couple of overs. Shant ended up bowling his last 2 overs to Bess as well. He's batted, 78 balls now, so clearly has an idea of what's happening out there. Yeah, Bumrah's toiled hard. It's the first time he's playing a test match in India.
Stay there.
He's bowled well. 31st over, another no ball for India. That's it, 19. That's his 6th no ball. Bumrah, only some tired legs out there at this point, but in general, that's just way too many no balls for India.
Again, down the leg, off the pads, goes to the boundary, leg buys. Definitely him turning down that single is a clear indication that he wants to hog the strike against the seamers, Butch.
Yeah, Jack Leach was backing up a long way, but Bess was not interested. Just getting the line a little bit wrong. I mean, when you're tired, the last thing you want to be doing is bowling extra deliveries in the over. These no balls, I mean, it's astonishing, isn't it? The amount of no balls that we've seen in this innings. I wonder how many have gone begging over the years with the umpires on the field.
Imagine the number of times you might have been dismissed of such deliveries, Mark.
I'm sure it was such a regular occurrence. Could add another 15 runs to my average.
Thank God there are 2 bowlers sitting here with you. Right?
I consider myself part of your fraternity as well.
Why do you say that?
I got a couple of fourthers in Test cricket.
Good delivery. Definitely batted well, Dom Bess, taking away that missed opportunity when he was on 19. He's managed to keep away Ishant Sharma. He's managed to keep away these tailing deliveries from Jasprit Bumrah. Couple of deliveries left for end of day 2.
Just comfortable. It's Bumrah's bowled his heart out. It's been one of those pitches where it is going to be difficult, but he's tried as well as he can. 0.1 ball left in the day. England 5 for 8 at the moment.
Safely negotiated, and that should be the end of day 2. England, very strong position, 555 for the loss of 8 wickets. They'd lost a couple yesterday. Jasprit Bumrah with a couple of wickets. Washington Sundar wicketless. Ashwin with a couple of wickets too.
Supposed to be here. Can you help me get back?
Why? Earth is boring.
You're missing out on the joys of life, like pizza. No smell, no taste.
Or touch. See?
They're actually running an international drug racket.
मैं अपनी फैमिली को बचाने के लिए कुछ भी कर सकती हूँ.
All-Star Specials presents Arya
and his men. But at the end of day 2, England more than happy to be 555 for 8, and once again they have their captain to thank. Quite sensational 218 from 377 deliveries of concentration, skill and timing. Virat Kohli can still have a smile on his face at the end of the day, but he knows that he's in a contest. He knows that England are here to battle and to fight, and they will have to do the same with the bat at some point tomorrow.
A fruitful day yet again for the English batters. Joe Root continuing from where he left off yesterday. Had a new batting partner in Ben Stokes, who took it upon himself that he would do the bulk of the scoring. And good contributions from Ollie Pope and Butler as well. Dom Bess undefeated on 28. Jack Leach sticky as ever, 6 of 28. Jimmy Anderson, last man yet to come. So it's been a tough day, hard day for the Indian bowlers. England would be very happy with their effort. The partnerships, the first one worth 63 between Root and Sibley, the biggest one 200, and then Root and Stokes 124. Again a handy partnership between Root and Pope 86, Bess and Butler 48, and now this is the unseparated partnership between Bess and Leach, which is worth 30 of 66 deliveries. 5 bowlers used, and as we have said again and again, Ishant, Bumrah done a lot of bowling. It's been tough. 2 wickets apiece to them. Ashwin, 50 overs, 2 for 132. Nadeem, 2 for 167 of 44. Sundar, the only frontline bowler who's gone wicketless. That's where it stands, 555 for 8. One of the heroes of day 2 batting for England, Ben Stokes, joins us. Ben, really well played. The first thing which I would like to ask you is that 6 of Ravichandran Ashwin, possibly of the 10th or the 12th delivery you faced. Can you talk us through that? It seemed like an extension of your defence.
Yeah, I think it was just sort of more a bit of, I don't know, instinct, I guess. You know, it's something I've been working on, just sort of, you know, making sure I'm either getting right down the wicket or getting right back. And, you know, I think when you practice something for a prolonged period of time, it sort of can just happen without really thinking out in the middle. And, that was probably the case of that today.
Your attacking instincts, when do they kick in, even in test matches? Because out here, we were with Nick Knight and Mark Butcher, and they're just saying that you're spending a lot more time or taking more time at the bat, but I think somewhere down the line, those attacking instincts kick in.
Yeah, I think today, initially, it's typical sort of subcontinent wicket, but then as soon as Nadeem, he sort of got a few to kick out of that rough, turn and bounce at me. I sort of just had to make a decision as an individual, and I said, I thought I'd rather get caught at deep square, trying to take the attack back to him than caught short leg, being a little bit timid, and sort of playing a bit more defensive. I made myself feel better by doing that, by making sure it was all right with Joe, and he said yeah, so that was all right.
I think you've got a great partner in Joe Root who made batting look ridiculously easy, wasn't it?
He does, yeah. He, it's a bit sort of frightening when you sit at the other end when he's playing like that and how easy he makes the game look. We were actually talking, and Joss was saying before, you don't realise how good your teammates